Hey guys, this is Gamer Cow. Hopefully everyone is having a good Christmas. And this is a very special version of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This randomizer is the festive version, the one for Christmas. It's actually the fourth time, I believe, there has been a festive version for this. There was one for Christmas last year, which was basically make the overworld ice physics and conceal the overworld items. That was about it. Everyone else was the same. There was light world music for the overworld stuff, but now it's very different. There's a lot more to it. The second one was the Easter one, where there were Easter eggs that you basically had a limited amount of time. I think it was around about 40 minutes or so. 40 minutes to an hour, somewhere around about there. Maybe an hour, where you had to get as many Easter eggs as you could within that time. That was pretty fun. And then there was the Halloween one, which I didn't actually end up playing because I didn't like the mechanics to it, given the werewolf was very limited as to what it could do. But now we have this one, which not only has a lot of cool mechanics changes, but it's also a little bit more straightforward, shall we say, than the last one. You can see there are actually 8 reindeer. Of course there are 8 reindeer, because Ganon has stolen all the reindeer, and so Christmas can't happen. Not the reindeer burgers, oh no. Yeah, so we have to rescue the 8 reindeer, and they are in dungeons. The other 2 dungeons have coal in them, and the coal does absolutely nothing. So you don't want that. But it's kind of awesome, because this is a little bit of a different thing from what you normally have. Normally you have 7 crystals, 3 pendants in the dungeons here. Here, we have 8 dungeons that we have to clear, and 2 of them that don't have anything, right? But the 3 pendants are still... Oh, no more dancing for Dancer. Oh no! The 3 pendants are still actually in the game, but now they're in the item pool. So you don't actually get to see them until you collect them. It's pretty cool. The green pendant, or they're baubles for Christmas tree decoration stuff, but like the green one still gives you an item from Sahasrahla, and if you speak to him, he will actually tell you, like the silver arrows hint from Ganon, he'll tell you roughly where it is. So like in the Light World, in Swamp Palace, and on Death Mountain, something like that. And yeah, if you get all 3 of them, you can go and pull the pedestal, and that could be required for an item. I believe Adirondack Rick, in his festive mode stream one, he actually had Titan's Melt on the pedestal, which is pretty funny. So there is that. The item concealing in the overworld is still a thing. You can see there are 2 boots on the right hand side of this menu thing here, and that is because flippers don't need to exist in this mode. All of the water in the game is now frozen over. This includes in the dungeons and even in submaps and such. So that means that since there's no swimming, there's a new item in play, the blue shoe, which will prevent ice physics from being a thing. Just gonna go ahead and say that now, because we might not get to see them. This is actually the second seed I'm recording for this. I have noticed a rather persistent issue there in my recording stuff, where after about 4 gig of video space, it kind of just dies. Not entirely sure why, but it is what it is. So now, well, I have a hard cap on the video stuff of 3 gig, and then it splits the thing up. Hopefully it won't be too much of a delay in the middle, because I know we're going to go over the 3 gig with this. It is just what it is. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So it's a basic open mode seed. The other thing is, most of the overworld is covered in snow, so it acts as tall grass, and that will slow you down a little bit, so you gotta keep in mind that that is actually a thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So do 8 dungeons, get the reindeer, go beat Ganon, lots of music changes and overworld visual changes and stuff, and let's go in 3, 2, 1, begin. Alright. So yeah, we also see the presents here. That is another nice little change for the visuals here. There's so much work that's gone into this one. It is really nice to see. The other thing is there's snow on the overworld too. So we see Tower Hera as a lump of coal, so I don't really want to do Hera. But yeah, this is what makes the video size explode, is because of the snow in the overworld is just absolutely huge. Hopefully visually this looks okay, because I'm kind of tweaking stuff to try and lower the file size a bit. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to run this through Camtasia anyway. The last time I tried to record this, it was almost 6 gig in size by the end. That's a really good green poultry. Nice bomb pickup here. So yeah, there's no point in going to check Agony. Oh, really? You're just gonna bugger off over there? Okay. Well, nuts to you too, I guess. Just gonna go ahead and kill him for my stuff instead. But yeah, there's no point in checking Aghanim because you can't actually see the item, so we're just gonna go ahead and go down here. I don't really need to get any more poultry stuff once I get like another green tier. That's also quite nice too, getting the bee there. I'll have to see if that's a good bee, because I could sell that. And that's not too bad. But yeah, you can see all the stuff in the overworld is covered up. So there are actually a couple of small tells that you can see for, like, I think rupees, especially the 20 rupee seems to glisten in the bottom corner, but it's really subtle, so it's difficult to pick up. But regardless, you can't actually see what the overworld items are, so good luck with that. That means if Aghanim is required, then you don't know until it's too late. So that's probably the biggest problem, I guess, as far as an item goes. Otherwise, it's the same general sort of thing as normal, so if I don't end up talking too much on things... Oh yeah, everybody's got changed outfits here too, of course, because they're wrapped up for winter. But yeah, if I don't end up talking too much on the specifics, everything, or, you know, don't end up blabbing constantly for an hour 40 or 50 or however long this goes, nice Minpo, then, well, you know why. It's because it's kind of the same thing that we've seen for a long time now. Like, fundamentally it's the same, but obviously there are some differences with stuff. Unlike last year, actually, it's probably the biggest difference. Unlike last year, the logic has been updated with this. So, in last year's one, even though Lake Hylia was frozen over, the game still considered that flippers locked. So, say Hobo was actually a sequence break at the start of the seed. Here, there's no such restrictions, so technically Zora is actually available at the very start of the seed, as far as the seed is concerned. I'm kind of worried that that would potentially mess you up as far as actually having money is concerned, because you can't do Houlihan either, so that could be a potential trip up, but I'm sure they thought about that. Anyway, nice fire and ice rod to begin with here, and this is a good bee, so we can hopefully go ahead and, yep, cool, here's a bee. Get ourselves an extra 400, not 400, just 100, but if we believe hard enough, it can turn into 400, right? I mean, technically, if we get a 300 rupee here, that is like 400 rupees of stuff, right? Also, the chickens got sand hats. A lot of the enemies have got festive changes as well, which is pretty fun. I definitely really appreciate the way that this has been done, like all the tweets and stuff here. It really does make a lot of sense. Sick Kid is too sick to actually put festive gear on, so that's why I guess he doesn't have any. It's kind of interesting, I guess. But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of the same stuff at the beginning here. Again, getting fire and ice rod in a game mode where it's much more likely that you have to do Turtle Rock, because you've got to do 8 out of 10 dungeons instead of 7, so there's much less chance. And we already know where one of the coal is, right? The coal is at Tower Hera, so 1 in 7 that we don't have to beat Trinex is not good odds. So finding fire and ice rod at the beginning, very, very helpful. Of course, again, Kinda gotta reiterate this a lot because I keep forgetting about this myself. There's no way that you can see what this item is before collecting it, so this is one of the few times where I will just go ahead and collect this straight away. You can see, yeah, 10 seconds is about as quick as I've ever managed to do that. And it's because of the tall grass mechanic, effectively, where you just don't get to go. That tree changes color, by the way. It's often green, but this time it is not, so it's kind of fun. Just palette changes as you go along. But yeah, because of the tall grassing here, you actually move slower in that maze race than you normally would. And it's kind of interesting, really, just seeing how subtle changes like that can really affect stuff. So as you can see, because everything's frozen over, we don't have to go at the back here. Oh, lovely hammer too. So we just need a glove and then Darkworld is immediately accessible. That is very good. And the lamp is pretty powerful as well. There's a lot of interesting stuff opened up so far. Alright, I mean, okay, technically nothing is opened up, but there's a lot of interesting gear, which is really nice. Also, you kind of gotta watch your movement speed being slowed. Kind of makes a lot of this stuff more awkward than you would think. Okay, take him out. Get that, and then hopefully just get these two in one. Nope, but that's okay. We've still got enough bombs. Also, the fairies are going to change sprite too. Just noticed that. Blue mail's really good. Nice defense at the start of the seed. This mode only works with standard and open. There's no enemizer function for it, there's no entrance function for it, there is no inverted function, sadly. They were not able to get inverted to work with this beforehand. Bit of a shame, but I feel like it's a pretty necessary sacrifice. Because when you think about it, the fact that there are logic changes to account for the alterations to the overworld here, it makes a lot of sense why Inverted wasn't able to be cleared up for this. Because Inverted has its own logic changes and everything to its own setup so that you can get the stuff. And to have to build the logic to account for that, oh, that is super good. Okay, we're going back and activating that straight away. So, definitely on the strong side of seed openings here. I'm very much enjoying this. So I think go activate the flute and then I guess do the front of escape seems reasonable. It's kind of tricky actually to think exactly what to do here. Because without the mirror or the hookshot, Death Mountain is not actually opened up yet. Without the glove, the Dark World is not available. So that's the same as last year, but it's still awesome. And I'm a little bit sad that the duck does not have a Santa hat on. But yeah, it's a little bit weird trying to think of exactly what to do here. But I think Front of Escape seems pretty reasonable. It's unlikely at this point that Aghanim is going to be required. So I feel pretty comfortable going ahead and using the hammer that I have to just do the Front of Escape. Like, that honestly feels like one of the better choices here. I could also do the poultry, because I do have blue tier opened up now, which is interesting. Could get some different items out of that. Obviously don't have a lot of bombs right now, only have the one, so we will need to consider that too. But again, also kind of feel like that's okay. Oh, bombos, that's pretty cool. So with Maya and Turtle Rock most likely being required, it is good to have multiple medallion stuff here. Is red rupees. That is also pretty good as a poultry item. Because as I've said, Zora is available at the start, so having good rupee counts is definitely something worth going for here. My one gripe with the stuff here, and it's a really grinty gripe, but my one gripe with the stuff is I feel like the audio is not super well balanced for the mode here, because like the new songs are all awesome, but they're almost all too loud. I think there's only one, which is really a remaster of the one that it was last year. There's only one song that is like definitely different from last year that isn't too loud. All of like the dungeon song, the boss song, this song, they kind of overpower the game a little bit, the game audio a little bit. But I mean, it's okay when I'm wearing a headset here because it doesn't feel overbearing. But when you're playing this outside of that environment, it's pretty overwhelming. Alright. Regardless, that is like super Grinch Town as far as complaints go, and it's barely a complaint really. It's more just one of those of, oh yeah, I wish that was slightly better balanced. So, from here, hopefully, yeah, you aren't going to see us straight away, so that's good. I can go ahead and set up the Death Warp here. May as well hit him once just so I've got the thing prepped. I was going to say I don't trust myself to not get hit to finish that up. Oh, please don't. Oh, you suck. Yep, alright. That happens annoyingly often, actually. See, the tree is green, and then it turned blue a little bit. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that happens way too often. It's super irritating. So I guess I go see what Sahasradasha has over here, and then if he doesn't have anything that I would want, then I think I would have to go ahead and look at the Death Mountain stuff. Also, yeah, Armor's Knight's a snowman. It's pretty sweet. I don't know. So one of the things here, you do want to stay on the pavement stuff as much as you can, because you really don't want to be caught on... it's in Light World, okay. You really don't want to be caught on the snow as much as possible here. Hondo, that's a decent bit of money. I could probably chance going to Zora, actually. At this point. Because we've got Hubbo that could have money, and then Waterfall Fairy could have money. I need just a little bit more. Yeah, I think this is worth the risk at this point. It's not too far out to go for this. So we'll just take that shot. Who knows, maybe we'll get that green pendant on the way. I don't want to dip Easton when I can't clear it. Like, I mean, it's fairly obvious, right? But it's the usual sort of rules apply here. That's a heart container. That's not what I want. I mean, it's nice. He's given us some love. Also, unfortunate that the music kind of breaks here. That I'm pretty sure is a known issue, but it's okay. Because we'll get it back as soon as I go into a cave. It's honestly just kind of annoying right now that I am so close to being able to do like all the stuff here that I want. Because, I mean, I guess I could. We know the poultry is a thing, so I guess I could just do that. The book. Ah, okay, that is interesting. Yeah, I could just go ahead and do poultry. Also, crabs can actually go all the way over this, which is kind of scary when you think about it. They can just kind of go wherever they want now. Yeah, let's go ahead and do poultry, actually, because I really don't want to risk going for all of this and not being able to actually get the Zora item. So go ahead and just take out. I suppose I should really do the other bit here, but it's fine because we'll just kill the enemies. Bit of an unorthodox situation, but it's fine. I just don't want to miss out on doing Zora. I think this is the closest thing for poultries. Because I can go ahead and get the one that's at the top here. I don't think there's a quicker one to go to. If it was in the Dark World, then one of the statues down the bottom counts, but since we are not in Dark World, I have to go ahead and do this. Also, taking the damage, I mean, I think I took damage anyway, but taking the damage is important, because we know this is blue tier, because I took damage otherwise, so I do need to get that. Of course, I could have just done Death Mountain stuff, right? But what if this is the mirror? You know, there's a lot of what ifs to go about stuff here, but this could just be the mirror that's here. And if it is, then I definitely want that before I go up Death Mountain. Because then, as much as I don't want to do Tower of Hera, I do still want to be able to get through the rest of Death Mountain. So, yeah. Zora having the mirror would be pretty funny here, actually. Or the hookshot, that would also work. So, you don't get to see what Zora has before you collect it, so you do kind of need to look, just grab it. Oh, seems like it's money, yeah. Oh well. The other nice thing though is I do actually have money to buy bombs now too, so that is another thing that is going to come into play here, because I do not have enough bombs right now. Oh hey, a sword! You know what? That's pretty good too. Zora giving a sword out, I approve of that. Alright, so with that done, I guess Death Mountain first? Yeah, it's kind of weird to sort of think about the way this is going. Also, this the bats have got hats on, because they are very much in the spirit as well. Old man doesn't have a hat at the moment because he left a hat in his cave. So, if we go into his cave, which we will later on after save quits and stuff, if we go into his cave, we'll get the hat from there. So don't worry, he does have one, he just doesn't get it in when he's in this form. I guess because this is like an overworld sprite or something, I don't know. Also, this place is hell when the snow... Oh, nice glove, there we go. This place is hell when you're in Snow Town. Like, because your movement speed is slowed down, so... this place is just a nightmare to go around. So like I said, you want to stick to the base of the platforms as much as you can, or like the bottom of places like this, so that you can actually move without being quite so impaired. No point looking on top of Spectacle Rock there, because we won't be able to get the item. And of course, we need to just collect all the overworld items. We don't get to see them, because we don't know what they are. And this could actually be important anyway. It's a heart, but that's fine. Get a hint tile, magic mirror, and some cash are at Pyramid Ferry. That is fantastic to get right now, because that is another change I didn't actually mention yet. The Pyramid Ferry is available at the very start of the thing. I need to get some bombs though. Do I have... Okay, we have a little bit of luck. Gonna get the bomb there. I need to get some bombs, and I need to hope that Hype Cave has got some money here. I guess... I mean, Hype Cave only has to have 20 rupees, so it's not a problem. But I guess if it doesn't, I could probably still use the poultry to get money, right? Okay, the coal is at Misery Mire. Right, so Misery Mire, Tower of Hera. Those are the dungeons we don't want to do. Good to know. yeah, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves the thing here. But yeah, we need 100 rupees to get the bomb. No problem, we'll do that. Get some more bombs here anyway, so we're not going to be too short on that right now. There's the money. So Pyramid Fairy, definitely possible. Nice bug net. Lots and lots of money. Okay. That's fine. I am happy enough to accept that. So the other thing with logic changes and stuff is Swamp Palace is far more doable in this version. You basically only need Dark World access plus the hook shot in order to do Swamp Palace. If you have those, then you're kind of already done. Because that's it. Every bit of water is frozen over. So you don't need the mirror because you don't need to. Also, lovely He-Dogs with the Santa hats too. I really like that. Yeah, you don't need the mirror because you don't need to freeze the water to drain the dam. And you don't need the hammer because the only thing you needed the hammer for was to access a draining switch. And because you don't need to drain the thing, you kinda just get it done. So it is hookshot and a way of killing Argus, I guess. So we have the sword, the hammer would work too. But basically hookshot plus the sword or the hammer is all you need for it. It's pretty good. Anyway, there is our mirror, there is our 20 rupees. So having the mirror now, again, really good. We can easily go ahead and just deal with like everything now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and mirror here. This looks a little bit weird, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check to see if Back of Escape is available. Like, I'm gonna get the item in the dark, and if I can go all the way through, great, I'll get the items, I'll use the mirror, come back to the start of the dungeon. If I can't, still great, because I'll get the one item that's here. We know it's an item. If it's not the small key, we know it's an item because I have the map already. So I'm guaranteed to get something here. And if it turns... Oh yeah, the rats have got Santa hats too. They are also pretty adorable. Do the snakes have Santa hats? I forget. Oh yeah, they do. You don't really get to see that too often because you only see the snakes in the dark. And I've gone through this without the lamps so many times recently. Alright, so it is just that. I don't need the extra bomb. So that's fine. We know that Back of Escape has got 2 items that I have yet to get. But I can just go ahead and get, you know, use the mirror here, or like use the portal here to keep going. Go ahead and grab this item too, because it's there. And I guess at this point, I'm just gonna go do Catfish. Like, it's slow, I get it, but I'm just gonna do it. Because I kinda want to. I want to get it out of the way. Because I have the flute, right? So I can just use the mirror and flute to Kakariko and do the stuff from there once I'm done with Catfish. And if Catfish turns out to have an important item, then this is gonna look like super, super good. I could also have bought a potion there, but because I have the flute, I can just go and get a potion at any point. So I'm actually not really too fussed about that. So yeah, could it have been good? Maybe, but do I actually want a potion right now? Maybe for Skullwards. Because I'm probably just gonna dungeon rush a little bit here. Just do Skullwards and do Thieves Town in reverse order to that, but still. So even though, like Zora, actually I didn't mention it before, but like Zora and Catfish are both able to break through the ice temporarily, I guess. Just a heartpiece, that's fine. Yeah, so I could go ahead and get a potion. You know, why not? Why not? We get to see the witch with the Santa hat, so we'll get it just in case things go wrong. It pays to be cautious, I think, with some of this stuff. Like, it's very easy just, especially when you've been playing higher difficulties recently, it's very easy just to get a bit bullish and go, oh, it doesn't matter, I can do anything, we'll survive no matter what. And then you just get your butt handed to you because secretly you're actually just not playing that well that day, and it just doesn't work out. I know hubris is probably the biggest killer, and that is easily the case for this game too. You really don't want to get full of yourself in a game like this. So, with all of that said, let's just go ahead and deal... Yeah, we're going to deal with Fusetown. Going to deal with Fusetown first, for sure. The heart pickup there is quite nice, because I am a little bit short on hearts. We got just enough money to do all of the stuff here, even if I don't find any more too, which is really good. So everything's kind of panning out pretty well so far. That's a heart and a full heart. Okay. Not a problem. So one thing you do have to kind of keep in mind with this festive mode is that you, since you are slowed down a little bit, stuff like that can actually be a little bit more challenging to do right than what you normally would expect. Your timing needs to be a little bit different. Because if you're picking up the bomb and you're usually like here when you pick up the bomb, if you just do that and you know, play it regularly, you might find that the bomb is exploding way before you expect it to. Also, welcome to our first dungeon. Every dungeon has the same song. And, like, it's a totally fine song. Again, slightly too loud, but it's okay. Like, maybe if you're using, like, headphones for this as well, then it should be totally fine. I don't know. It's my own... Oh, you butt. It's my own audio balancing sort of thing. I wish it was slightly better. But hey. 'Tis all good. I just like in general how the song plays out here. Because it's just that little bit of intimidation. Oh wow, is this map compass big key, small key straight away? Not that it matters, because we got the hammer really early. No, there's powder, okay. But it would have been funny. So the powder, obviously pretty good to get here. Means I can do magic bat if I want to as well. So that is definitely a good thing. Oh, I probably should have said before. I guess if you hear like any sort of almost scratching type of thing off of the audio stuff, I guess my headset mic is probably a little bit more sensitive than I realized, and it's most likely because of like moving the headset or something, because my ear gets itchy or whatever. You know, sometimes that sort of thing happens because it can be pretty awkward having these things on for hours at a time. Anyway, with that, there is a hint that we can get if we don't hit the crystal switch, so we'll do that first and then come back down. Joke hints. Super entertaining, right? That's fine. So we'll get that crystal switch hit again. Easily going to just pick this up. So long as he doesn't get in the way. This is the main thing. Even with blue mail, these guys still do a lot of damage, so they're pretty powerful. He almost smacked me in the face there too. That would have been pretty annoying. There's some bombs. That's actually what's there in vanilla too, because it's like, hey dingus, you gotta chuck a bomb over the thing to do that. It's like, by the way, did you remember you have bombs? Here's how you use them. Every single time in vanilla, when you get a free bomb drop out of a chest, it reminds you that you can pick them up using A. I'm actually surprised he didn't hit me there. That really looked as if he should have got me, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Just surprised. Right, so just a little bit more to go. I could use the powder to get a fairy in this room as well. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. But we do have the key. You know what? I think I'll be fine. With those hearts, plus the one here, we're gonna have like 6, maybe 7 hearts going into into blind even. I think that's fine. I don't think I need to get more than that. So, plenty of money around to get more potions and stuff if I need them. Hopefully we don't, but it's okay if we do. So we are looking for the bow, for technically Master Sword, we're looking for the hook shot, Cane of Samaria, and Titan's Mitt. Oh, also some of the bosses have been changed. Santa likes using chimneys. It suits him. I've not seen that one yet. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we have the gingerbread blind over here. Shrek eat your heart out, I guess. This did not go according to plan, but it's fine. We dealt with it. No problem, right? And we rescued a reindeer! Woo! 7 more to go! But that's fine. We're making progress. That's the important bit, right? We're making progress. So I think this is I need to check Sea House. This is probably the right time to go ahead and just do Skullwoods. Again, I have my handy dandy potion if I need it. And yeah, it seems alright. I mean, I should probably... Oh no, a bee. Should probably do the back of Escape first. Because I can do Graveyard Ledge into back of Escape. Come out the Sanctuary. Yeah, that seems like it'd be more responsible. Because, like, what if Master Sword is in the back of Escape? And I don't do it. And I have to do... I don't have the stuff. I need to go through this way. Yeah, if I don't get Master Sword beforehand, and it's like, I made this fight a lot harder than it had a right to be. Not that I'm worried about Fighter Sword Moth or anything, because I've done it many a time in this this here randomizer. But it's still something that if you can avoid it, you probably should. So just get the stuff up here anyway. See what we got here. It is another heart. Alright, well we're getting a lot of heart containers, that's for sure. So that's pretty good. I mean, 11 hearts, you should be totally fine doing Moth with 11 hearts, right? But that's kind of not the point here. Like, kind of the point is really to actually go ahead and just, you know, play to the odds, play safe here. Or more just like, don't do a slow fight if you don't have to do a slow fight. That's really the take home here. So we'll go ahead, grab this. I'm gonna have to go out the vanilla way, but that is, again, pretty okay. So what do we got in here? Nothing! Okay, there's your double check that it is a key. Because you never know, could have just missed it somewhere, like an idiot. Wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, it really doesn't take that long to do this stuff. And I feel like with this mode, because you can't see the overworld stuff, it kind of changes the dynamic a fair bit. Because you do actually have to pay a bit more attention to your surroundings. It's like, well, since I can't check what the items are in the overworld, I guess I've just got to get them and just hope that there's something good. Also, it's really hard to see the portals, but that's fine. It is probably very minor in the long run. Not, I mean, you can always use the overworld, the map as well, to see where your stuff is. Alright, don't run into enemies like a ninny. You really do want to go up this bit if you're going towards the Skullwood stuff because of that guy just automatically chasing you down there. Also, this song is unchanged. Unfortunate, but there are... Oh, god damn it. There are limits to what mortal men can do. Like, apparently avoiding falling in that hole is a limit to that. That's pretty dumb, but hey, maybe it'll work out. Maybe we'll get a small key over here. And we won't have to go through the other bit. Yeah, alright, that's fine. I think I'm gonna leave and re-enter so I can set the mirror point here. Also, there's a known visual glitch as well. That it kind of bugs out a little bit when you're leaving this, leaving Skullwoods area, or entering Skullwoods, I guess. Alright, not too bad. And then if this isn't the small key, we would have had to go around anyway. Which it is not. It is good, but it is not the small key. So we would have had to go into that room I fell into anyway. Still annoying to fall into it in the first place, but at least it wasn't a waste of effort, right? Okay. So there's one more item left. One more item and one more small key as well. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the shot, I think, because I don't like this room, right? I'm gonna go ahead and take the shot that the small key is not in the back. I'm gonna say that it's in the big key chest. Because we need one more item, and I'm pretty confident in saying that item's at Moth. It doesn't have to be, but I'm fairly confident that it is. So I'm gonna go with that. If it's not a Moth, it's probably in that chest down there. That is what I'm committing to. That is what I believe here. And yeah, we'll go with it. If it turns out to be wrong, so be it. I have been wrong in the past, I can be wrong again. So, just grab ourselves the key here, and straight into the fight. We're probably using hammer as the best bet here. So Moth is unchanged. I mean, I always kind of thought like his antenna kind of look a little bit like, you know, the Christmas decoration thing anyway, but probably going a little bit overcommittal here, but I stop sticking to the sides. There we go. That's not the item though. I might have been wrong in this estimation, but if I am, it's not the end of the world. I just have to go back through, right? I just have to go back and get the item in the big key chest. If it turns out to be there, oh well. If not though, this is gonna be a nice positive here. So we'll get this. And then I want to mirror check the pedestal, because with the pendants being anywhere in the overworld, the pedestal is a bit of a wild card. And definitely could be a problem here. Yeah, I was fine. Okay. So, decent guess here. It could have easily backfired and it could have wasted a bit of time, but it didn't, and so I'm pretty happy. Alright, so go ahead, see what is on the pedestal. It has the same stuff as before. It's just the logic is updated for it. A lonely arrow sits here. Oh man, the single arrow on the pedestal. We do not really need to care about that. So I think the best spot at this point is probably to go Death Mountain. I kind of want to go Desert. And the reason I kind of want to go Desert is because I might be able to beat it. but without being able to see what is on the torch, and, you know, boots are still very, very plausible as a thing that I need for that. So I think, despite the fact if it's a coal dungeon, I'm probably best off doing the Tower Hera stuff here. There are 2 hints in Tower Hera that could give me, like, useful guidance, as well as the fact that there's an item there, and there are 8 items on the other side of East Death Mountain that I can access right now. So, plus there's information about the Bombers tablet. So I feel like there are just too many items up here for me to justify skipping this for too much longer. I really would have liked... Oh yeah, this is ice, by the way, for some reason. Makes this really annoying to check. Just a little piece of love. So the ether tablet is nothing. Come on, let me in the thing. Makes it really awkward for no reason. I don't know. It is what it is. So let's see if we get anything good here. Jury's out at the moment because we haven't seen it. Oh, the small key's there. So this, I guess if it's anything but the small key, then it's covered up. So, kind of good to know that that was what it was. Just walk away. Dang it. Oh, see, there's Master Sword. So, okay, but I'm not going to do the rest of this dungeon for that. There's one more item, and I don't need the coal that's in that dungeon, so I'm gonna opt to leave at that. Is that a bit short-sighted? Perhaps. But I'm willing to say that there's nothing else in that dungeon that I need. Honestly, it kind of feels right to leave that. Ouch! Rude! Just jumped on me out of nowhere. What's that all about? What a jerk. Alright, grab the heart, because if I don't lose any more hearts, then I could actually go ahead and have sword beams for Paradox Cave, which is pretty useful. Because you do need to be at full health for that stuff, and that just saves some menuing. But, well, no, I'm still fine. If I don't take any more damage than that, I'll still be fine. Of course, it's a little bit more RNG dependent when you have ice physics that you're not used to seeing here. But it's okay. So we didn't take any more damage. It means I'll have full health going into the Paradox, like the Crystal Switch room. So I'll be able to use my sword to deal with that. Lots and lots of bombs. Doesn't really matter. Well, that was a weird bit of lag there. I don't know what that was all about. I've been having that a little bit with BizHawk recently, actually, where it just kind of lags for no real reason. Shovel. Oh, there's the bow. See, now this is all really good now. So that bow lets me do Palace of Darkness in Easton, which is pretty good. Yeah, good set of dungeons to do there. Titan's Mitt or Hookshot is probably in there, and that'll give me more progression. But I think just before I do that, I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup around the stuff here. So I want to take care of that shovel, and then I kind of want to take care of Bombos and Lake Hylia. I could have actually saved this until later, because I haven't done South Dark World yet. So I could have saved this for when I was doing something like Purple Chest. But I think this is okay. Just go ahead and get it out of the way now. Because these are Light World checks. I mean, what was it? VT Cave, as I call it because of inverted mode, or as it tends to be known, K45, is actually available as well, and that being Light World could actually be where Green Pendant is. And I kind of want to get that if I can before I go over. So maybe actually it's best to do desert here as well. Because I really do want to get that green pendant. Just so I can get that check out the way as well whilst I'm in the area. Because I won't ever want to go back to Palace Darkness Eastern area. I really would never want to go back there. So if it's possible to get the green pendant first, knowing that it's in Light World, then it is worth doing. I guess Magic Bat is also a thing for that too. But I mean, it could very easily just be on the library as a good example, and I wouldn't be able to get that right now. But despite that, I still think it's okay going through this stuff first. And maybe just dungeon rushing is the better answer, and it usually is, right? Dungeon rushing is usually one of the best approaches that you can do with this stuff. But something's just kind of telling me here to not just rush that and not ignore the overworld stuff. It's probably telling me wrong, but you know. Maybe this is one of the few times where it actually is going to turn out to be totally fine to do something like this. Yeah, see, we got the snowshoes, so we get to show those off now. So again, the snowshoes will stop ice physics from happening. They do not, unfortunately, they do not stop you from being affected by the heavy snow, so you will still have the tall grass physics for like the whole time. But at the very least, it makes Swamp Palace very, very easy. It makes Ice Palace uncanny, but still very doable. And we will get to see them in the overworld a little bit too, because I am gonna still want to do the Lake Hylia stuff real quick. So yeah, there's a couple of spots we'll get to see them, and they're neat. They are very, very neat. Not game-breaking by any means. If they stopped you from being affected by the snow as well, that'd probably be a little bit too strong. But yeah, definitely a fun item to find. So yeah, at least we get to show that off. So go over to the Lake Hylia stuff here. And then I might not actually need to save quit out. Like, I might not actually need to flute over, because I'd be fairly close anyway to the Palace of Darkness stuff. So I could probably just not flute, right? That seems reasonable, to be honest. So I'll get the mirror. And yeah, now would be the time to go... Oh, I didn't do Bombos Tablet. Oh, whatever. we'll survive. I didn't do Bombos Tablet because I'm a ninny, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, see, there's Green Pendant anyway, so totally fine. I'll have to remember to do Bombos Tablet later. But yeah, you can see we were slip sliding on the ice before, and now we have no concerns with that. So this is good. Again, Green Pendant out of the way whilst I'm doing the party stuff here. Definitely the way that I wanted this to go. So again, I would say we'd hug the wall a little bit, but you can also just go on the pavement side of things. It's usually a little bit better. But yeah, hug the wall where possible so I don't get affected by the snow, since it is rather pedestrian compared to even your regular walking speed. And just a heartbeat. Alright, so all in all, fairly fruitless endeavor, but we got it. It's out of the way. And now I can just focus on doing power stance and Eastern. So these seeds are naturally going to take a little bit longer even if you do find the items at a reasonable pace, because you have the snow to take into account. So even if you do get boots, then it doesn't actually speed things up that much. Because who would have guessed dashing through tall grass that you can't cut is actually pretty slow. That's, you know, not that anybody ever had any doubts about that, but it's true. So, yeah. So one thing I'm kind of noticing with this stuff here, with Misery Maya being the other coal dungeon, we're not gonna get to see Vitreous, and that's kind of sad actually, because Vitreous is one of the other bosses that actually does have an altered sprite. Basically the small eyeballs get Santa hats on them, and I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get to see that because there's no reason to go and do Vidi here. Vitreous very rarely has an item on him as well, from my experience. So even if I do have to go Misery Maya, it's probably not to get the item from Vitreous. So I don't think we're going to get to see it, and that's a little bit of a shame. Regardless, we do have our 2 dungeons here to do. So we'll just see... Oh, 4 small keys out of the start. That's kind of interesting, actually. I haven't seen that in a long time. Wonder if we could ever get the legendary 6 small keys. Unique item requires a bomb. Thanks, that's a lot of help. Wonder if we'd ever get the legendary 6 items at the start of this dungeon. Or 6 keys even at the start of this dungeon. That'd be pretty cool. Right, so take care of them, no problem. Kinda gotta just walk up this, which is a little bit annoying, but what are you gonna do? There's the blue pendant. Okay. Totally useless because we know that it's only the single arrow that's on the pedestal. But it is an item, so we now have 2 of the 5 items in this dungeon. Just chuck the bomb across. Get that sorted out here. There's no reason to hammer jump here because I don't have... Oh! Totally on purpose, what are you talking about? There's no reason to hammer jump because I don't have the big key. If I had the big key, then I could consider it there to make the route a little bit more efficient. But I did not, so no reason to do that. So what else have we got in this dungeon? I don't have to check the Harmless Hellway chest, because I have 2 keys now that has to be a small key in that chest, because I've done the rest of the dungeon. If you have 3 keys at this point, then there's an item in that chest down below. But because I have 2, and there can't be a small key in here by logic, otherwise you could lock yourself out of an item, or 2, without glitches. Because remember, the logic does not expect you to hammer up. It is not a mandated skill. Because it's not an easy one to do, actually. Like, it's not the most difficult in the world once you know the setups, but you kind of have to learn a setup in order to do hammer jump, but not everybody can do that. It's the same as laser skips, right? They're easy to... Oh, lovely hookshot, there we go. It's easy to take for granted when you've been playing... Oh, controller stopped working for a sec there, that was spooky. It's easy to take for granted when you've been playing for a long time, but they're not trivial techniques. Not everybody is going to be able to just do the hammer jump out of, out of nowhere. So do not treat it as a given, basically. It is, like, that's why the logic is no glitches, specifically. Because even if you can do the glitches, not everybody can. And, you know, not everybody wants to either. Some people want to just play this at their own pace and just, you know, doesn't matter if they take like 5 hours or more doing a seed, they just want to play the game. And have fun with it. So you gotta be able to accommodate for that too. So I think there is one more item left in this dungeon. I might have miscounted actually. I'll be able to see later on, but I hopefully will get this without too much of a problem. I mean, there shouldn't be any issues when you've got the light cone here. Take the damage on this guy deliberately so that I don't have sword beams going into this room, because these guys are a pain in the butt when you've got sword beams. We'll just let them come down. If I'd have gotten all of them with the spin attack, then I could have maybe hit the turtles out, like, quicker than that. But I think that's still fine. So just get these guys done here. And Helmasaur is another one who is unchanged. I believe there were 5 bosses in total that were changed here. Maybe 6, actually. And that's not including Ganon, because of course Ganon has changed. So use the silvers, get the stuff there. I didn't even look to see if it was actually... if I actually had what I needed here. Oh! Titansmith, there we go! Fantastic! There's a lot of good stuff happening here. As I kind of expected, to be totally honest, once I got the bow, it's like, yeah, there's gonna be something in Pod Eastern. And that's pretty good. So, we are Cane of Samaria and maybe Pegasus Boots away from being in go mode here. Cane of Samaria is needed for Turtle Rock, Pegasus Boots might be needed for Desert. Once I'm done with... Oh, I might need a medallion too, that's true. I said, thinking to myself with that, might need a medallion, because I only have Bombos, right? And if Turtle Rock needs something that isn't Bombos, could be in trouble with that. But that's fine. So, knowing that there are 2, like, potentially optional items that I still have to get, I think clearing Ice Palace might actually be the next best bet. Especially because I can use Bombos to make the front half, the first part of that fight a lot easier. Wow, 2 bottles here. Red potion, green potion. And I bought a blue potion earlier, so we have the full RGB setup. Ouch. Get out of here. But that's fine. So it's probably a good job I didn't come in here earlier, because those potions would have been nice, but also would have been a bit frustrating, because I would not have been able to get what I needed out of here. There's the big key. So there's a chance that I don't actually need to come back through here. Purple chest has got a boomerang. That is good intel. Because that means I don't have to get purple chest anymore. Alright, not gonna take the risk. There's very possible, it's probable that Armos Knights have got the item, but it's kind of a 50-50 here. I don't trust the odds that Armos is gonna have the last item, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this now. Because yeah, I don't like the odds. That's effectively where we're at. Every time I try and skip this chest, I get punished for doing so. So it's one of those cases of just go ahead and do it. Just suck it up, get it over with. And if this turns out to be the medallion that I need for Turtle Rock, then we look pretty smart. But it's not, but it is an item, so I would have been punished if I didn't get it. So okay. Happy days. So here in Vanilla Rando, that is, or it used to be, before V30, that used to be the only hint tile that you would ever use the hookshot on. Now there is a hint tile in Ice Palace that you would sometimes see the hookshot being used on. Because it's the one that's in the ice room with the Pengators and such that you can hookshot to the top of the room and sometimes get a benefit from that. Oops, too far down on the screen. That's fine. So just deal with these jerks. Easily get the spin attack off. Don't really need to get more arrows here. And this is one of the other main bosses that's been changed. So I think the only altered boss that we're not going to see, or I should say probably not going to see, is going to be Vitreous. Because there really isn't a reason to go there. Like, I could maybe justify going there with the intent of just getting the items, but to go ahead and beat Vidi, that's a tough ask in this situation. Alright, so yeah, Ice Palace is going to be my go-to here, because I think this is going to be the stronger initial play. Swamp Palace has got a good chance of giving the sword, but I don't really need the sword for this. You heard wrong, Christos. I say that every time, because I just don't like beans, be honest. But it's fine. I grab those on the way past too, so you can see we don't get affected by the ice physics in here. And it is pretty jarring, I'm not gonna lie. It is very awkward to get used to not having ice physics in this place. But it kind of works out sometimes. I mean, it can work out. You can see I do end up moving too far with stuff, but it's fine. Small key at the start is really good for a full clear here. I think I'd be full clearing this anyway, because even if I did find, like, Kane Samaria in, let's say, Swamp Palace, I'd still want to full clear this because I might need a medallion that's in here. Right? What if Ether is in here, or Quake, and that's when I need the Turtle Rock? Because I only have the one, it's not good odds right now. Or the boots could be in here for Desert, that is the other one. I do want to do Swamp Palace before Desert. But yeah, you gotta do this first, I think. Unique items underwater, that is definitely pointing towards Swamp Palace next. Joke's on you, I was gonna do that anyway. Still, useful to know. Obviously, underwater is a bit of a weird thing to say in Festive, right? Because it technically isn't. Oh wait, that could have just been a lamp. That doesn't have to be something in Swamp Palace. That could easily have been referring to the lamp, because the lamp was in the item that you would get for draining the dam. Yeah, so that might not even be a useful hint anymore. Interesting. Okay, well, who knows? It might still be required info. It could still mean that there's something in the sunken chests in Swamp Palace. Very possible. So go ahead, grab the two items in this bit, and switch back to hookshot here so I can grab the bottom bit here. If I don't have the Pegasus boots, I will usually just use the hookshot here because it's a bit faster. So that's all good. Can use the hookshot here as well. And with the extra key, obviously, that we have, I am just going to go ahead and get this done now. Could easily do this later on, but I want the hint that's up here. So grab that. A unique item is on Floating Island. That... ooh. That kind of puts a bit of a wrench in the plans, huh? With a unique item there, could that be where Kane Samari is? What if that's the boots that are up there? That opens up a couple of interesting wrinkles. What to do with that info? Okay, so we got 2 chests before the boss here. There's 1 item left. There is the small key in play as well. Do need to nail the bomb jump here. Shouldn't be too difficult to do, but like it is kind of a prerequisite, and you do need to be at the edge of the platform, so spin strats are definitely a thing. There's the 3rd item. So there's a small key in the big chest, and Cold Stare does not have an item. So the dungeon itself was kind of for nothing, but it was a very generous layout. And it did give some useful intel here. Floating Island has an item, huh? It's just a bit of a shame I don't already have Cane of Samaria, because I would definitely go up there. Oh wait, Cold Stare is unchanged. You'd think that, like, maybe he could have had some changes and stuff, but I guess nobody had an altered sprite done. Alright, so just fire rod as much as I can here in order to get some good damage off, and then use the hammer, and use the sword if he gets too close. Not too bad. Take some damage at the end as well, but it's fine. That damage is inconsequential because the slowest part here is getting my magic back. Okay. Yeah. Apologies for you hearing that. The one way that this headset has to mute the mic is to fold upwards again. Like I've got to rotate the Got to fold the mic back up in order to get it done. I'm still gonna go ahead and do the other stuff down here first. Like, a unique item out there kind of means that could be a pendant. I mean, it could be a pendant, because that would be a unique item. But it could be a medallion, or it could be Cane of Samaria. But I don't think I'm willing to risk that Cane of Samaria is what's up there. It could easily just be Pegasus boots as well. That is not out of the question. If it's Pegasus boots that's on Floating Island, I might be a little bit sad. But I don't fancy going back up the mountain again to... What do I need? Hookshot. I don't fancy going back up the mountain again to get the item if that's not like Cane of Samaria there. Yep, heart containers above the pose, we know that. So this place has obviously had a complete overhaul because we do not have regular enemies in here anymore. We have pengators because everything's frozen over. And what loves being frozen over? Penguins! Clearly. So we have lots of pengators in here now. Luckily... Oh, nice tempered sword. There we go. Luckily, you don't really want to come in here before you get the hookshot anyway. So you generally have a pretty good weapon to deal with these guys. So, yeah, I could have done this first and then gotten tempered sword. I think that pot has got a key in it, actually. I haven't really looked, but I think it does. Because there are 2 keys that you would normally get in like the vanilla thing, which are under pots that you flood. Like, those pots are not available because they're frozen over. But I know one of them is when you're going over to the left side of Swamp. Ooh, the big key. Yeah, one of them is when you go on left side Swamp here, which I'm actually just going to straight do. I don't think there's a reason not to in this mode, because it really doesn't take a long time to go over this. Because look at it, right, you get a key there, that's totally fine. It's just a bit superfluous, but whatever. It's if you can still waste the keys by going through stupid rooms. So, like, it makes total sense to have them. It just... Oh, he got knocked into the wall. How did that happen? Yeah, there's not really a reason not to do this right now. Because it's so quick to go over here. Even if you don't have blue shoes, I mean, obviously you can see that the snowshoes are super good for Swamp Palace. But even if you don't have them, this isn't too difficult to do. And yeah, there was going to be an item over here. There was no way I was going to skip this anyway. Let's be honest. And, like, you don't have to do any of the water shenanigans. Hey, Snake Eyes. No water shenanigans here whatsoever. It's so fast, actually going over this stuff. There really is no excuse for not doing this the first time you're in the dungeon. I know a lot of people going, oh, but my time save and stuff. Skip left side swamp because it never has anything. Oh, I'm making a gamble. It's like, no, don't do that in this mode. It's completely stupid. Absolutely dumb. Anyway, the other thing is you don't need to do the statue puzzle here because the water here is non-existent. So you can just kind of go down here. Normally you would be blocked by there being water here, but we don't care. Yeah, I think it was the lamp that was referring to at this point, because that would be where underwater as an item would be. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting... Oh! I don't think we're going to be getting another item here. But that's okay. We do have plenty of stuff to go for. And I'm still going to go for desert first. I don't need to key this over there. These guys don't move, I think because that part is flowing water. So I guess they get affected by that. Anyway, it's Christmas, August. Jingle, jingle bells indeed. So just take this guy out pretty quickly, actually. This isn't... it could have gone better, but it's not too bad. Again, ice physics here, kind of a thing, but it's actually not that bad. In the previous recording... Yeah, we did get an item out of here, that's good. In the previous recording thing, I actually did have to do this dungeon without the snowshoes, because they were in Ganon's Tower. And honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Most of this place is pretty linear, and even Argus, like maybe if you only had Fighter Sword it'd be pretty difficult. But he's not too bad, even without the snowshoes. Like, you think, oh, Argus on ice, that's going to be terrible, right? But it really... No, kind of wasn't. Oh, please don't have hiccups now. That would be very bad. Okay, so what have we got here? Yeah, just a Harpies. Who could have seen that coming? Alright, let's go ahead and look into Desert here. See if I can actually beat Desert. Because it would be pretty good if I could do that. Also, the Murderdactyls, they do have Santa hats on as well. It is fairly cute. Except there's a blue, so they're not true Santa hats. They're fakers! They do not believe in the real Santa. Alright, nothing out of that. I don't really expect there's going to be anything in the other stuff here either, but I'm still going to keep the portal around. I will check Checkerboard Cave, and I believe I have a Gina to check too, so I will go and check those after the fact. Yo, there is King Samaria though. That is making me think the boots are on Floating Island. So if I do need boots here, then at least I know where to go. And this is exactly why I didn't want to just rush that item. Also, the green levers, I guess they're kind of acting like trees here, so they are now not green. They are white levers, so That's kind of cool. This is exactly why I didn't want to just rush Death Mountain, though. Do you need the Pegasus boots? So now I do go Death Mountain, right? Because now I have Cane of Samaria, I can probably do Turtle Rock. It's not a guarantee, but I can probably do Turtle Rock. I need Aether to get into Maya, so I can't do that right now. But I have a feeling, because there is always a boots hint in the seed, it doesn't have to be explicit, but there has to be at least one hint pertaining to the Pegasus boots. I have a feeling that they are actually at Floating Island. Like, that is what is up there. And that would be really good just to finish this off. We'd be in go mode at that point, I think. Again, depends on Turtle Rock, but I'm fairly confident that we'd be in go mode. Of course, could not be, and Aether or Quake, depending on which one we need. Also, hi there, Santa Regina. Aether or Quake could be a very big hiccup. But yeah, I have faith that this will work out. I mean, it's Christmas. What's the worst that could happen with this, right? It's a Christmas seed. It has to be good, right? Of course not, but you know, randomizer is never good. But it's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine anyway. It's a little bit of a shame that I do need those Pegasus boots, actually, because imagine if I didn't. We could have easily just finished this off. But, alas. Still, I think it could be a lot worse, though. Could easily be so much worse here. So I kind of like the touch that the lava thingies here don't... lava rocks actually don't have lava anymore. Those cracks have frozen over. So they're basically just obsidian now, if we're talking Minecraft logic. Okay. So, what are we going to get out of here? Are we going to get what we need? Probably not, because we basically already know where it is. It's on Floating Island. We already know where the thing we need is. But it's still worth asking anyway, right? Okay, so the other thing I think I should do here is I should go over and see what I need for Turtle Rock. And it is Bombers. So of course it is Bombers. So we're going to get Pegasus boots on Floating Island. I'm actually just going to rush Floating Island here. I'm not even going to do Hookshot Cave until afterwards. I'm just going to go straight for Floating Island. Because I'm pretty confident that this is where the boots are. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame not getting the boots for a while now, and I could have just done this straight after Ice. But I also don't regret it. Because this could have been like Cane of Samaria. And then I would have full cleared Turtle Rock, and it would have been nothing. And I would have been very sad. But yep. Is indeed the Pegasus boots, so let's take this opportunity to go ahead and do Desert Palace here. Just get it done. This is a really quick seed. All of the seeds that I've done with this mode have been very, very slow for one reason or another, and with like ridiculous collection rates. The collection rate of the failed recording at this point because of the glitched out stuff here. The collection rate for that was like 160, I think it was, because it was Tile Room Big Key. But, like, that is the lowest collection rate I've had. The first one I did was 182. I think the second one, granted it was Key Sanity, but the second one I did was about 194 out of 216 items. It was ridiculous. But this one has actually gone really well. Super quick stuff here. Didn't have to touch Maya at all. Can't touch Maya even. Didn't have to touch it at all. Got the sword out of Tower of Hero without actually going any further in, so that was really good. And yeah, I mean, if I dungeon rush this a little bit harder, then I could have potentially been clearing this even faster. But I don't regret doing the overworld stuff. Like, you did see Kena Samaria was in an overworld spot in the end, so... And I could have very easily needed another medallion. That bomb burst was not a guarantee in the slightest. So I am totally fine with the way that I did this. So we just have to go and deal with the landmo here. Hopefully we don't miss any of the shots, that would be very sad. And then it is off to Trinex. So Landmola has changed it, kind of like Christmas crackers now, but we're not going to get to see very much of it obviously, because of the way that this is set up. That's okay. Missed both items in this dungeon, but the only thing I could want at this point would be half magic. I don't care for red mail, I don't care for any more hearts, I don't care for gold sword. I am totally fine with what I have. So you might be wondering like why I didn't do Turtle Rock first here. Most of the reason was because I'd have had to double mirror again, right? I'd have had to mirror back to the Dark World so I could have dropped off a floating island, and then I would have had to mirror again in order to... this is pretty bad. You guys, get out of the way. I would have had to mirror again in order to do... to actually do the puzzle to get into Turtle Rock. So that would have taken a lot more stuff than just using the flute. But now I get to just go straight up and just do the whole Turtle Rock thing from here. And I would have had to go back and do desert anyway, so I'd have had to climb the mountain another time regardless. This isn't really a problem at this point. So I think the order that I did the stuff there is pretty good. You can argue that I could have just done Turtle Rock there and then, but I like going through this bit. And I mean, on the off chance that I did get Gold Sword from the Landmo, that could have also like come into play. Because Gold Sword would have let me then do Trinex with hopefully the 1 cycle, or the 0 cycle. 0 cycle Trinex is where you kill him before he extends his neck once. Which can only be done with Gold Sword. There's no other way of setting that up. So yeah, that could have happened. But we're probably not going to see Gold Sword, and even if we did, I am bad at 0 cycle anyway, but it would have given me a chance. So that's all that would have mattered. Man, doing Ice Palace for that hint though, that was a really solid setup there. Big key early is good. That means I probably don't have to worry about the laser bridge. Well, not laser bridge. I could still have to worry about laser bridge. It means that I don't have to worry about vanilla big key. So there are definitely fewer checks that I have to do now. Is that quick enough? Yep. I actually don't have Cape or Cane Burner, so I'm gonna have to do this the NMG way. Which probably means getting smacked on the way back, but you know, we'll see. Yeah, just gonna tank the hits, I guess. I have Magic Powder, so I can deal with taking hits there. I don't want to, but I can deal with it. Not to mention I have 2 different potions that I can use for healing, if I really need to. So this is good. Nice setup there. Chain Charms be nice. Cure. So yeah, this honestly is gonna be a pretty solid looking seed here. Like I was saying, all the other ones have been kind of crazy in terms of where a lot of the stuff has been placed. even the failed recording seed was still like a mid 150s because of the placement of everything. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. It's a shame I didn't get boots until so late into the seed, but that's a minor complaint in the long run. When boots are the go mode, but it still feels pretty reasonable, you know that something's kind of gone right. Should maybe grab the other one for posterity here. Am I gonna skip the big chest? I kind of feel like skipping the big chest here. This isn't really something you should do in a race unless you feel like you're really behind. Hey, the godlock. Nice. You shouldn't really do this in a race, because this can blow up in your face super quickly. If the big key chest and the big chest are where the last two small keys are, then I am out of luck here, and I am gonna be looking pretty stupid. But the odds of that seem fairly small in the long run. Fairy in a bottle for the fourth one. Not too bad. Yeah, so in theory I could have skipped Laser Bridge here. If the big chest has got a small key, then I could have avoided Laser Bridge. What is going on with my movement here? Why am I going this way around? Where am I even going? That is not right. Where are we even going here? I guess this is... No, this isn't even going to work out. Where are we going? This is what happens when you go left at the start, apparently. You get all kinds of screwed up. Okay, but it's fine. We can laser skip here. Hopefully, just like first chest, Laser Bridge has got a small key. It's gonna be really dumb if there's not a small key on Laser Bridge. There's 4 chests here compared to the 1 chest that we've skipped. And there's like at least 1 small key available here. It's kind of doing us a dirty at the moment though. Oh god, and I'm failing laser skips too. Heck yeah! Oh no, you don't. Are you serious? Oh, it actually did too. Wow! So yeah, this is why you don't do this, because you don't even have a good mirror spot now. Wow, that is so ridiculously unlucky. But hey, it just goes to show why you don't do this stupid play. Because now I've got to go all the way down again. I've checked Laser Bridge for nothing too. Man, talk about Christmas grinching. How unfortunate. Yeah, so there is a small key in the big key chest and in the big chest. That is how it goes. Ouch. I should probably go ahead and grab my fairy here. So yeah, this means I have to go back round. This is why you never do this in a race, because if that happens, like, look how much time we're wasting here. This could have easily been sub 140, and now it's looking like that's not gonna happen. I mean, it depends where the GT big key is. It could still happen, but it's looking rather unlikely at this point. And this was a shoo-in for sub 140, like no problem. But now, I mean, it's still gonna take me like another 3 minutes to do this dungeon. So it almost definitely isn't a sub 140. Because we've wasted so much time here. Because of the stupid key placement. It's one of those plays that you're gonna get away with like 9 times out of 10, but then that one time that you need it, you're gonna fail and you're gonna lose by like, 2 minutes. Oh, not even 2 minutes. You're gonna lose by like 20 seconds because of it, and you're gonna feel really stupid that you just threw away a race. So yeah, don't throw races like that. It's pretty dumb. But hey, we just get to listen to more of this, right? Not that we're short on this music, because we're going to be hearing it in GT as well. But Yeah. It's just kind of funny, really, because, like, you're trying to save maybe 30-40 seconds by not going for the big chest, and if it backfires, you're losing about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you're losing a heck of a lot of time to it. I don't think it's too much of an exaggeration to say you are actually losing about 2 minutes to it. Actually, probably more, because if you think about it, Laser Bridge isn't necessarily, like, super quick. Oh, that's unlucky as well. He did 2 tiny movements, and that's why he ended up getting, like, his cycle was super fast. Wow, why are you still alive? He could have killed me there, and I could have had to use my fairy, and I would have been very sad. Oh, well. I guess we're still fine. So yeah, rip the sub 140. It's not happening now. I mean, obviously it still can. To get sub 140 from here, like, a guarantee would mean I would need to find GT Big Key within like a minute. But, oh god. See, I guess I got stuck on the peg because my movement speed was slower than I expected. In order to get a sub 140 here now, yeah, I need to find GT Big Key before 133 odds. Oh, also I didn't mention it before, but if there was any cut in the video audio stuff real quick, it was because we actually did pass the 3 gig mark. So at 3000 megabytes I have got XSplit now set to split the video because of the issues that I've been having. It's specifically been, like, it feels, I don't know exactly whether it's the case, but it feels like it was happening at the, like, 4 gigabyte part of the video. That was a small key, okay. Was when I started having issues with the video, like, being glitchy and not rendering properly. So as a result, I basically set it to cut at the just under 3 gig. So hopefully it will work better, but also hopefully it doesn't actually like lose any of the video at that point. Yeah, we're not finishing this sub 140 anymore. Wah wah. I mean, maybe we weren't going to finish it that way anyway if this is like Tile Room Big Key or something. Because it could be. Could easily be. We're not very well set right now as far as where this key is going to end up. It's probably right side because there was no chance to go right side. And I really hate that as a thing. Like, if there's no small key to go right side and the big key ends up over there, that is easily my least favorite setup. Because it's just gross. But no, it's here. Oh, we are like super close, but this is going to be like a 1. Assuming good Aga and Ganon patterns, this is probably going to end up being like a 140, 15, 16, that sort of thing. If I play the rest of this really well. Which is not a guarantee. Not by a long shot. But with the snowshoes though, being able to negate the ice physics in the gauntlet is really good. So it is definitely possible to do those rooms faster than you normally would. I don't have a huge amount of hearts, but that should be fine. I can heal at the top of the tower, not a problem. And I do have the fairy as well. Yeah, I'm okay going in with the heart setup here. Obviously, if I end up using the fairy, then that's going to ruin any chance of a sub 140, but... Alright, just take these guys out as quick as we can. Quick as we can, he says. 4 magic there is really well timed. Ah, that's annoying. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate enemy RNG here as well, so probably gonna mess it up with that. So, yeah, this room is a lot faster. This room is a lot faster. So that makes up a little bit of time. Nice. Got the quick kills there. And then there's just one more bit where the snowshoes are going to save a tiny bit of time as well, and that is the final room before the top floor. No, come on. Don't get stuck on the sides here. Don't have time for that. Don't really have time to grab that either, but that is okay. Again, I can use the powder at the top of the tower to heal. So that... yeah, I need to grab that, I think. Just so I can guarantee having 4 fire rod shots here. So, doop, 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 doop. Otherwise I would need to use the lamp there. I don't believe I have enough... I need to use bombs here, what am I doing? I don't have enough magic to use the... magic powder here, so I'm gonna need to use Cane of Samaria and do Fate Powder. You can do Fate Powder with actual powder as well, it's not a problem. And we'll just take that. 10 hearts should be fine. Moldorm is unchanged. Moldorm never changes. Moldorm is war after all. He never changes. Yeah, this is not quite sub 140. I don't think my execution in the tower has been a little bit too poor, but it's going to be pretty close. Then here you can use the snowshoes, speed over the ice there, and that's a lot faster. Yeah, I'm going to need too much time for Ganon, unfortunately. And Aghanim, also unchanged. Aghanim 1 and 2, both unchanged. Right. This is looking pretty good. That might have only counted as 2 hits there. Yeah, it did. Dang, alright, well, rip that then. Are you serious? How did that not rebound in the right direction? Oh well. Yeah, so look at the Ganon there too. Probably like a 140-30 or something here. Yeah, it's all down to the stupid play in Turtle Rock. But, I mean, it's a good show as to why you don't do that. Anyway, now that we're done with that complaining, let's just finish this off strong, shall we? 15 blue balls bouncing, 7 maidens sleeping, and a bomb drop in a poultry. Probably want to use the cape here. Oh, what?! You've got to be kidding me. I did not miss the cycle there. There is no way that could have missed the 1 cycle. I definitely got the hits off. That's crazy. Oh well, whatever. We weren't going to get a sub 140 anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But even so, like, that's just frustrating because I know I got enough hits off. But yeah, we've got Santa Ganon over here. It's pretty funny. I guess he took all the reindeers, so he's trying to become Santa. Except he's, like, evil Santa. So yeah, silver arrows in Skull Woods. Yes, we did. Have a taste. Grab ourselves. Nice little double there. And finish it off with that. So there we go. Not too bad at all. And as I said, around about the 140-50. Yeah, 140-56. Still faster than like any other seed of this I've done so far. But kind of interesting how it ended up being more awkward. Just because of taking a stupid play in Turtle Rock. But hey, now you know why we don't do that. Right, so the credits are the same, like the cutscene stuff here is all still the same. The only difference is the desert one. It's not Vultures Rule the Desert, it's Vultures Rule the Tundra, because of course, there you go, it's snow covered, so it's not a desert anymore. This bit is all the same, but there is something special in the main part of the credits. So I'm speeding through so we can see that, but I just want to say again, have a lovely Christmas everyone. Hopefully you have enjoyed this and, you know, fancy playing it yourself. It's a limited time thing, but it is going to be up on the BT website for a while. I will have a link to that in the description as you would hope. But yeah, a lovely little mode this. Really, really cool seeing all the changes that they've made, and that will, yeah, hopefully be the standard for the festive modes going forwards, because this is truly amazing. So yeah, this has been GamerCal. Thank you guys very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the credits here, and have a lovely Christmas day. Take care, everyone.